Hello everyone, this is Josh Bersin, and I'm going to tell you the story about the Global Workforce Intelligence Project for just a few minutes. More than a year ago, we realized that every company we were talking to was having a hard time hiring. Every company we talked to was having a hard time reskilling and realigning their people to new jobs. And the pandemic had really exposed this massive need to transform virtually every company into a new type of organization, to adapt to digital technologies, to blend its industry into new industries. And we came to the conclusion that what was really going on was not a digital upskilling problem or a recruiting problem, but an industry transformation problem where healthcare companies are moving into informatics and data, energy companies are moving into electrical energy and hydrogen and other forms of energy. Healthcare companies are moving into retail. Companies are moving into healthcare. Telecommunications companies are moving into media. Financial services companies are moving to online services and crypto and other forms of banking. I mean, it just goes on industry after industry. And in order to make these transformations, we don't just need to hire and train people. We need to come up with new roles, new jobs, whole new organization structures to do that. And every company was going through this with, to some degree, their blinders on because they didn't know what they didn't know. Now, one way to get into a new business is to acquire a company. You can always go out and say, hey, we're not very good at this. Let's buy a company that's good at it. And you buy this group of people who knows how to do something you don't know how to do. And you hope that they teach you how to do it. But many times that's not what happens. Many times these people leave, or the acquired company flounders because of the infrastructure of the company you have. So you have to split off. So a good example is Ford Motor, which split into two companies, an electric car company and an internal combustion engine company. And they're laying off people from the ICE business and hiring people into the electrical business. Some of those are the same people, but that is going on in every single industry we talk to. Now, our job as a high-value research analyst, advisory, and consulting firm is to help you do this yourself, not to do it for you. When we were at Deloitte, we used to try to do it for companies, but of course we can't. All we can do is give them advice because it's really about you becoming something new. It's really about you becoming a different type of organization, a different type of company. And every company does this at a different rate of speed and at a different level of passion. You know, you can stay who you are for a long, long time if you're good at it and protect yourself from competition too. You don't have to transform. So we run into a lot of companies that just observe these trends but decide not to take advantage of them until the last minute. And then other companies try to do it early. So we started this project called the Global Workforce Intelligence Project. And the hypothesis that I had, was that using a vast amount of data, primarily from a company we know called Eightfold, we could look at billions of employee records, the job titles, the skills, the roles, the organizations, the structures around them, and we could show in a given industry what are the transformations taking place to educate you on what's happening and empower you to do this yourselves. Because we think every company is going to have to learn how to make these transformations. It isn't enough to just recruit new people with new job titles and assume that that's going to work. Because as you know, they might be paid differently. You have different competitors to hiring them. There will be different organization models and performance models and just different cultural needs as you move into these new areas. So anyway, we set out to do that. We started with the first industry, which was the healthcare industry, and we've done it. And what we're launching right now is the GWI Healthcare Research, a whole body of research on this, on how healthcare companies are in fact transforming what they are doing and how urgent the problem is and what we identified in healthcare. And by the way, the one coming right after this is banking. So this is very repeatable IP, is that in the healthcare industry, almost of the 2.1 million nurses in particular that are needed in 2025, 3 years from now, almost 800,000 of them are not going to be hireable. You're not going to find them. There aren't enough people, and there will not be enough people trained for those jobs in the next 3 years. So you're going to have to do what we call the 4 R's. You're going to have to recruit. You're going to have to retain the people you have, because healthcare organizations have sometimes as much as 50 to 60% turnover in some areas. You're going to have to reskill as fast as you can, but that takes time. It takes years for people to move to new careers and new roles. And then you're going to have to redesign the job. And what we found in healthcare is there's this concept of working at the top of your license. If you're a nurse, you only spend about 30% of your time doing nursing. 70% of your time is doing documentation, administration, cleaning up rooms, administrative stuff. So we need to do job redesign, organizational redesign, to reduce the need for those 800,000 people that we will never be able to attract or recruit. By the way, this formula, the 4Rs, is the same thing we're seeing in banking, the same thing we're going to see in consumer products and other industries. So we've really learned something entirely new about management, about business, about HR. Now let me take just one more minute and tell you a little bit more about why this is relevant. This idea of recruit, retain, redesign, and reskill is not an old talent management idea. This is new. This is something we call systemic HR. You have to make all these things happen together in an intelligent way. And in order to do that, you need data about these new job titles and roles and skills that are needed. Where is that data? It's not sitting around in the LMS. It's not sitting around in Workday or Oracle. It's a new database we call the Talent Intelligence System. Now, I've been working on this for at least 5 years, and conceptually, the idea is bringing all this data into one place. We just did that, and we're not a very big company. So one of the threads of the GWI is teaching you as an HR leader, as a business person, as an executive, as an analyst, how to do talent intelligence for your company. And what we found is that when you do this, you will bring together the disciplines of sourcing analytics and recruiting, retention analytics and employee experience, reskilling and what we call career pathways, and organization design. All 4 of those areas we just finished massive research reports on, and we can not only show you how to do those 4 things, but we can benchmark you against similar companies in your industry or across industries to see where you're strong and where you're weak. It's going to require a better integrated operating model, or what we call operating system, for HR. It's going to challenge your cross-functional skills in the HR and IT function, and it's going to push you to be much more consultative as an HR person, as an HR profession. In fact, in the healthcare industry, one of the things we found is the healthcare companies that are the most advanced in making the transition to this 4R model have much, much higher skills in tech, in transformation, in design thinking, in change management, in the consulting skills that are sometimes a small part of HR. So we are a membership organization. We love our members. We work with everyone. We're always trying to put IP out there, but we want to help you. So please join us. Check out the GWI or contact me directly. We look forward to explaining this to you and really helping you in your journey towards talent intelligence and transforming your company into the company that it is going to become. Thank you.